Hey everybody, it's November 25th, 2008. I'm Sonic Suns, and I just had dinner, which is a perfect time, I suppose, for this other anonymity I have, which involves food. It's called Community Kitchen. And so this began some point, I forget exactly when. I was thinking about how hard it is, or seems to be, to eat right. Like, does anyone really know the difference in, like, fats, and, like, trans fats, and, like, saturated fats, and the unsaturated, and then, there's, like, cholesterol, but there's two types of cholesterol, it turns out. There's, like, how many calories, or just how many calories from, a lot of long list of things which will either cause or prevent cancer, like, practically everything seems to cause or prevent cancer. You can't even keep it straight, and all these little complexities. No one wants to do math while they're eating, right? There's also where this movie called Super Size Me, a guy eats at McDonald's like every single day for a month and develops horrible health problems, right? I thought, okay, what if you had a restaurant thing that was like the exact opposite of that? If you eat here every day, you will be better off than most people, You don't even eat here every day to make that happen. I'm just saying, like, it's healthier food than you would normally get. Now, normally that's expensive at, like, I don't know, a health spa place, something, or buy one of those people things, they mail the meals to you. And even that isn't necessarily, getting you all the nutrients and such you need. Sometimes it's just, we're cutting down on the fat, and also it's not very good food. But if there was good food, and it was, like, relatively cheap or something, and, you didn't have to worry with all the math, as it were. Yay, that's just wish for everything, why don't we? So, starting with that idea, okay, well, the restaurant that serve only healthy food sort of thing. What do they serve here? It was organic food. I always like organic. Particularly organic milk. I'm sort of a milk connoisseur that way. I can very easily tell the differences in these things. Stuff like that I believe is fundamentally more healthy for you, and also if they calculate in the background what things happen to be good for the environment. There's another thing you're worrying about when you're eating, like, how much energy was wasted making this and, like, shipping it to me, and how much, Would it be nice if someone was handling that all in the background? There's a little place called Community Kitchen, let's say, this restaurant type thing, and that'd be good, and you eat there and you eat whatever it is that would be serving. I think they would be serving something different every day. It'd be like, like maybe you sit down and you order something off the menu. No, like, it's more like buffet style or cafeteria style sort of thing. We're just like, what's going to be at the Community Kitchen today? You don't know. Just like when your mom used to cook for you. You didn't know anything. What do you have for today? There'd be obviously some variety. Certainly a vegetarian option always, because vegetarianism is a healthy thing to do. But basically you walk in and see what you got, and, like, okay, live with it. And on average, this stuff eventually fulfills, like, all the good requirements and math type stuff in the background, calories and things no one wants to worry about. And I was thinking about that. I was thinking, what else could be added to this? Another thing I thought is, what if it could be like a soup kitchen? People are hungry or possibly homeless. This is a place to get free food. There are a couple of issues with soup kitchens as they currently exist. For instance, there's sort of a segregation, isn't there? And not like a strict enforced one, but if you have money, you go to one of the money type places, like a real regular restaurant. If you don't have money, you end up in a soup kitchen or whatever. And the two don't very often meet, I thought, what if we get rid of that barrier there? What if they're all in one place, sort of a thing? And I thought, well, suppose we do pay what you want. Like, this all sounds very hippie, doesn't it? But hey, you can say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Pay what you want. You go in, there's food. You eat some amount of food, and, like, there's a box, whatever, with, like, a slot in the top, and you can stuff cash down there, if you feel like it. If you don't like the food, or if you can't pay, you don't have the money, fine, Some people, very poor people, use this as a lifeline. They just, eat and maybe they'll pay back in 10 years or something, or however long it takes to get back on your feet. For some people, it's just a convenience, You just, make a payment once a week instead of having to pay all the time and everything. And there'd be, like, some recommendation posted up. For one meal, we recommend yada yada amount of money. But you don't have to. And in fact, we're not even going to make explicit who was paying and who wasn't, It's not like, this is a section for people who pay. You sit over here. And you say, no. I want to mix everyone in together. I think it'd be really cool. I think I like the idea of the poor and the richer types meeting. And while we're on the notion of meeting people, it's not something you don't hardly do at a restaurant, do you? You sit down with whoever you came with, you talk, that's great, you leave. Would it be nice to have a little more social interaction. You know, there have been various communities throughout time that have had a little more sense of community that modern times don't always quite have necessarily. It's kind of hard to define, you know, these things, but okay. Regardless of any historical blah blah blah, the idea of establishing a better community, people meeting each other, like, you know, maybe there should be like a sign, like a rack of signs. You could just like pick one up and put one on your table, and it says, "I'm willing to talk to random people," or something like that. You know, like, oh, I'll just sit down with this random person then, and we'll talk. You know, that would be really great. Actually, I find in life there are a lot of just weird little social rules. Like, you know, if you're at a restaurant, you don't generally go over to someone else's table and be like, "Hey, who are you?" But if that someone put up a sign, if furthermore the social environment, you might say, were established at Community Kitchen, that these sorts of things happen, that this is how people work, this is the normal operating procedures, people walk in, we're all talking to each other and such, or however that works, that'd be great. That'd be really great. I think there's all sorts of hidden benefits to that, you might say. Sort of thing. What else the cool things can we do? I thought, employment. How that work? Well, I've always, you know, kind of just like schedules and such. I was like, well, what if you go to Community Kitchen and you have to get certified in doing, you know, whatever particular job, you know, that'd be a whole list of them. Once you get, like, you know, your certification thing, you get like a little card, and you can basically come in whenever and do work, provided there's any work that anyone might need to do, right? You just, like, you know, show up. There might be like a website that would be like, okay, you know, we need someone at the 4 o'clock shift, and just knowing on average, someone will probably show up. And then maybe have a little, like, if no one's showing up for a particular thing, like the 3 a.m. shift or something, you could pay them more, or some little pieces of obligation if we need to, we throw them in there. But like, they'd be able to just show up and whatever. And you know what, and you're, you know, we get paid, possibly salary thing, or just, you know, food, which you're getting anyway, I know, but you might feel that's your way of, hey, I'm paying back to the Community Kitchen. I think that'd be great even for the homeless people. There's a certain aspect of shame, really, of going to a soup kitchen, which, first of all, we got rid of some of that shame by putting us, the homeless people and the richer people, all together, and no one even knows who paid for what. And secondly, you know, you can earn your keep by working here, you know? And heck, we don't even need, like, even to keep track, but you can if you want to. Keep track of how much you've worked and whether or not you've paid off all the meals that you've had, or something like that. Yeah, and I obviously have to be homeless. Just, you know, I wish I had a few more dollars on me. I could, you know, click, click, click. Oh, you know, someone's a shift at Community Kitchen. Okay, cool. I'll come in there. Like, everything as maximally flexible as possible, you know? And even if there's nothing particularly food to be cooked, you could go and just sit down and talk to people. Your job, you know? How exactly the monetary aspect of this would work out, I don't know, but we at least have food lying around. Good food. Good, nutritious food. And people. And such. If we have extra food, we'll just, like, go out to the, you know, other people that need it. Find some homeless people, who I seem to keep mentioning, on the street and be like, hey, you want some food? Free food. You don't even need to, like, sign up for our religion or anything. No, just, like, food, Community Kitchen. You know, spread the goodwill around and stuff. And this all seems really weird, like, pay as you go, or pay what you want, rather. Pay as you go is a different concept. Pay what you want, you know? Can anyone really do that? You know, would people actually pay? Well, actually, there's a little coffee house in Kirkland, Washington. It's been open since 2006. It's called the Terabyte Lounge. It was made by some tech people. But you go and you get your coffee or whatever, and they just give it to you. And if you want to pay for it, you can. You pay as much as you want, whenever you want. You know, so paying for your food is of the same thing as, like, making an extra donation. You know, just pay like $100 for your coffee cup. That counts as making a donation to us. We're not even making a distinction, whatever. It already exists. Wow. So yeah, take some of that idea and my Community Kitchen idea. Food and people, and it'd be like a sanctuary. It'd be open like 24/7. You come in at 3 a.m. Even if you don't want to eat anything, just Community Kitchen. You know, you can sit here and probably find a friend, even or especially among people you haven't even met yet, huh? Community and food and all that. It's a neat idea. Thanks for watching. See you later.